Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Libra and the coronavirus, COVID, aka COVID-19. And yes, it does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, first off, I just want to elaborate and expound on what I'm actually talking about as far as Libra and the coronavirus, COVID-19 goes. Basically, how Libra may deal with this, areas in life they may be affected that might really affect them strongly, etc. So, anyway, well, first thing off, keep in mind Neptune is in Pisces right now, and Neptune is, of course, associated with diseases. Pisces can be connected with ones that can't be eradicated or cured. Now, given that for Libra, the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted with Neptune and Pisces. So this could actually really affect Libra's health because, I mean, you're talking about the sixth house. The sixth house is associated with health, of course, and physical health. Now, also, Libra's work life may be more affected, more so than a lot of other people's the daily routine. And Libra might have an aunt or an uncle that may contract this at this time. There could be greater propensity for that than for a lot of other people. Now, or it could even be an employee that Libra works with. And this might be more of a worrisome issue for Libra than it may be for many other people because the sixth house is associated with worry. Remember, the sixth house in astrology does correspond with the zodiac sign Virgo. And this is also something which may impact the service that Libra may be rendering to others because of this coronavirus is at a point where we wind up going into confinement. At another, and what could happen is confinement again, perhaps if there's some kind of stipulations where there's a curfew or something. Then what could happen is if Libra is doing things where they're servicing somebody in some way, shape, or form, that could actually affect them because they may not be able to get out as much to be able to do that. Now, the thing also is, keep in mind that Pluto is in Capricorn. Right now in the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. Pluto can be associated with viruses. Now, this is something where this might really impact, since we're talking about the fourth house for Libra being emphasized and highlighted, the home and the family life may be strongly impacted more so than for most people. Libra might have a home or family member contract this at this time. It could be somebody they simply feel close to home with. It could be the less dominant parent, which is often the mother. And keep in mind, I mean, the fourth house is also associated with emotional security. So this could really, the emotional security, the safety for Libra might might be really thrown off kilter with this thing, especially if it escalates. This is also something too where it might impact the latter part of life for Libra more so than usual. And say if Libra, if you're at a point where you're not at that latter part of life, you're looking at maybe like the latter part of life, like the last third of one's life. It could, you're probably thinking, well, how could that impact me if I'm not in that period already? Well, the answer is that there could be this could be causing more of a situation where you might, for the latter part of your life, where you might be more, it might cause you to be a little bit more prudent and more cautious, for example, a little bit more apprehensive, more so than usual. Remember that Capricorn falls on the fourth house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Libra, so it would be where Libra would likely, I would think, be more assiduous as a result of this experience, and things might be done with a lot more premeditation and caution than usual. So as far as that latter part of one's life may go, and this is also something where it might really hit Libra at the core, basically at this time. And so we are talking about the fourth house, and in the fourth house, of course, for Libra, again, Capricorn would often fall on the fourth house cusp in a solar or natal chart. for them. So it could impact areas where Libra might, as far as discipline and as far as the ambitious side Libra might have at the core, and just and anything that could be, Capricorn related, being responsible. These are things where what might be, really strongly impacted at this time for Libra. So anyway. Well, as far as symptoms that may be emphasized as a result of this coronavirus COVID-19, if Libra does happen to contract it now, uh, there could be some body or muscle pains in the lower back area, or even by the kidney area. I don't believe the kidneys could be affected due to the coronavirus or COVID-19, but it might be where Libra might experience some pain in that general area where the kidneys are located. I mean, that could be, even though it would not likely be the kidneys that would be affected, but in that general area, because some symptoms can include body muscle aches at this, as far as symptoms of the coronavirus. Maybe maybe Libra's sense of balance, if disorientation could occur, if that is a symptom, that could be something where Libra's balance might be thrown off. I would think Libra is the sign that does correspond with balance and equilibrium. And keep in mind that Pisces often falls on the sixth house cusp in a solar natal chart for Libra. So there can be, in the sixth house, of course, governs physical health. So Libra might also be experiencing some confusion, or where the mucous membranes may be more sensitive. Libra might be affected strongly as far as feeling sleepy or groggy or lethargic. There might be aches in the feet or the toes, swollen lymph nodes. Those are the more sensitive areas that might be more emphasized if Libra was to contract the coronavirus. Now, and if Libra does contract this and gets the coronavirus COVID-19, Libra will likely keep a very balanced and even temperament throughout the adversity and crisis, because they are just their nature. Their demeanor is often very steady in terms of their even temperament. They try not to let outside or extraneous influences affect on the way that they treat others. Libra can often be very charming, tactful, and diplomatic, and they will often continue to be that way even if they're dealing with this situation. Now, another thing, Libra is often very active intellectually, so they will likely research a lot of information pertaining to this. Now, the drawback with Libra is that they could be very ambivalent and indecisive, and of course that could have an impact on how they deal with the situation if they do get it. Their decision process, it might be difficult for them to make decisions in important matters pertaining to COVID-19, aka the coronavirus, such as, like, well, am I going to go outside this time, or am I going to jeopardize myself maybe in contracting, or maybe contracting this, or do I just stay inside and play it safe? I mean, things of that nature as an example. And Libra also being very fair-minded, balanced, and equitable. They would likely, I mean, if during this situation and crisis, Libra will often disperse a fair amount of energy toward their friends and family at this time, and regardless whether or not they have any family members that might get this, it's just the simple fact that they will keep their fair-minded outlook and attitude toward home and family members at this time, likely more so than other zodiac signs on average, I would say. Now, if Libra is facing a situation of confinement during this period, it could be where Libra might become immersed in Libra-like games such as Law and Order, games that might be pertaining to the law. It could be activities that involve art. It could even be doing something like Pictionary, something very basic, which really doesn't require someone be very proficient in art. It just basic sketches. It could be something where Libra will also whatever they may be doing in confinement may often be done where they're collaborating with others, perhaps such as a YouTube collaboration video, and if involved If they're in a situation where they're treating patients, of course, they could be very fair-minded and equitable, not showing favoritism of one person over another. And because Libra often abhors injustice. Hold on a moment, Libra. Sorry about that, I'm back. But the thing is, in the fact that they do abhor injustice, they will often lobby, if that is possible, or fight for things to have as far as a more fair situation, basically, as far as the coronavirus may go, such as getting more tests available for others, and things, just things of that nature. Because that is how Libras, they're often very they could be really very non-combative, but they will fight for rights and injustice when necessary. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, stay well.